Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike. Hello! How's it going, everybody? Just hanging out, playing my Sentinel, saying hi to people in town. Hello, people in town. Okay, let's get back on our quest. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep playing our quest. It is the first of the month, so new charity, right up here, hanging out, doing stuff for research for kids' cancer, which is great. Well, the research is great, to be clear. Yeah. If you have any questions, if it's your first time here on the stream, welcome. Glad to have you with us. Please put an @Last Epoch game in the questions so I see it and can respond quickly to you. Right now, I'm just leveling up my forge guard. We're doing a little shield throw action with our manifest armor. We're gonna do manifest armor, spinny boy, shield throw. I think it's the plan now. Where's the shield throw synergy? This is it. You know, sweet. Is the shield throw node? Is the shield throw interaction here? There it is. Yeah, we gotta get to that. Do we have enough points left? Yeah, we do. We've got to go that way for the mana cost, or sadly we have to go that way and hit the mana cost. We want to take that node. There's a node we want to take out in our passives as well. I do actually like this idea. To drop our mana cost down, because our mana cost is a little high right now. Is there anything cool down here? It's a secret chest. Eh. Oh, hello, Rogue Poison. How you doing? How you feeling? Let's actually go grab this chest up here. Which one is it? Ooh. Ooh, singularity. That's pretty neat. Are any of these? Is it there? Is it? None of those? Oh, interesting. Okay. Not really much there, but a couple cool rings. Oh, I feel like I had a long week, but at the same time, it feels like it just like flew by somehow. Like, I know that's a little contradictory, but maybe it feels like it flew by, but it feels like I did a lot. Might be more accurate. It's not really a bad thing. I like doing stuff. Yeah, we have to go back and undo that passive point because we just don't have the mana to sustain this. Next time we get to a new zone, we'll go and do it, because this is not awesome. No, we're trying to spam it. If we're doing it more as like a nuke, might be good. We'd have to mix something else in there, and kind of want to slip Ring of Shields into this build. Don't know if there's room for it. Right. We've got a slight boss fight to do. Whoops. Alright, we got a question. It's good timing. I'd really enjoy an update. I'd really enjoy an update to the visual immersion of dots and dot-related skills and elemental damages. Alright, sweet. Just gonna try and not die here. Probably gonna die here. I'm not feeling good about not dying here. You keep telling me I made a mistake, and I believe you. Let's see this question. More green numbers and on-screen animations, more poison damage, more burning and red numbers for ignite, more blues and cold damage for chilling effects, etc. I very much enjoy seeing it play out visually. If I put a fire build, I want to see things burn. Is that something HG connects with and appreciates, has hope for investing in the future? Well, so the damage numbers aren't going to get colored based on the damage type. So we're not going to do that. But, like, I mean, he's ignited. He's on fire. He's burning. It's actually easier to see when you're zoomed out. But, like, very much on fire. There are... there are some cool dot things. That's not really a big change, but like little there's new elements we're adding that have cool effects that go with them for sure, and delivering on the fantasy of those elements is really important. But the damage numbers themselves, changing the colors on those, is not something we're interested in doing. Nah. Bad items are bad. Hi, first cycle going to release on 21 February or later? Yes. On the 21st, the ladder will open up, and you'll be able to create cycle characters. Okay, let's go EOT, and let's just clear off one of these nodes so we can just throw way faster.
Hello, traveler.
Near Managlost. Yeah. I kind of think we gotta just do both of them even. Oh. Well, good thing we can put points elsewhere. Two-handed weapon we need to before. Attack damage, sure, we'll do that one.
Hello, traveler.
Maybe we can put points back in this later, we just don't have the mana for it right now.
Do not dwell on the regrets.
Yeah. I feel like that's just the way to go. Alright, let's head back out there. There, we just go right to here. Hey Mike! Hey Andrew, how's it going? I can't recall if you've answered this already, but Are your team COF or are you team COF or team MG? Which faction do you see yourself playing the most? It's a good question. I think it'll depend a lot on what my like friends who play the game are gonna be playing.
This is the quickly.
Because I'll just want to be as helpful as possible. And there's just a little more overlap when you play the same thing. But if I'm picking for myself, I'll probably want to play COF. I don't know. I like the systems it has. I've never been huge on trade in general. Like I'll get into it and everything, but like I much prefer finding stuff. Even if it ends up being like I'm kind of referring to other games now, but like even in other games, if it ends up being worse to try and find things yourself, I'll still try and do it. So our mana cost right now is 0. Okay, great. We can just spam this. It's the same, yeah. It's, yeah, like, I don't think it's a controversial thing to be like, I prefer finding it myself, for the most part. I think a lot of people like that, but, I don't know, like, trade can be fun too, so it's hard to say, like, I don't think there's a better option, really. I still want to do the two-handed shield so bad, or dual-wielding shields. I want to do it so bad. Oh, it'd be great. I don't know, it's like pipe dream or whatever, but so much fun. Ding. Yeah, let's copy shields. All right, how good's my shield? Not fantastic. I forgot. It's got some stats on it though. Should we go on the rift or should we skip it? Let's just skip the rift for now. We don't need the item that comes out of it. That is this one, right? This is the petals. Doesn't matter. I'm sure you've gotten this before, but will Ellie ever see WASD movement? PoE2 recently revealed that they're adding it, for instance. Yes. I haven't heard anything about the 3 Reddit posts and the Reddit posts I had to delete, and the 2 forum posts recently, and the several Discord messages about it. Haven't seen anything about it. No, sorry. Yes, it's a bit of a hot topic right now for sure. All I can really talk about is what we're gonna do for 1.0. We did discuss there's even if we wanted to switch right now, like we're not going to switch for 1.0. The timing of things, how we're locking out content and features, to make sure there's plenty of time for testing. It's just not happening. Sorry, it's a logistics thing. Even if we wanted to do it, it's just not happening. So if we want to do it or not is kind of irrelevant for if it's going to happen at 1.0. Sure, if there's something urgent enough or pressing enough, like we'll still put it in. But like we're trying to cut content off right now, and you know, like polish until we're out. So like we're past the point, and there's 50 other things that are trying to squeak their way into 1.0 still. So like we are well past the point of like let's add a new control scheme to 1.0. Like just no. That aside, we did very recently have a very lengthy design discussion on this topic, PoE adding it's not really a good reason for us to add it. It definitely begs the question for us a lot more, and might require us to have another meeting to talk about it again. But in the recent meeting, we did very explicitly decide not to do it. Doesn't mean we won't ever do it, but at least for 1.0, we did recently actively choose not to. Which I mean, not everyone's gonna like that decision, and that's fine. And we're definitely still waiting to hear feedback on the topic. So like, if you want it, you're encouraged to leave feedback on it. If you don't want it, you're encouraged to, if you just feel like leaving feedback on the game, where you're encouraged to leave feedback. You know, like it's we're very happy to talk about it, and I'm trying to do this without dying here, and this guy's a little strong for me. It's possible we could have overestimated people's like desire not to have it. Maybe it's something we want to add. Maybe it's something we still don't want to add. I don't know. There we go. Down. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, it's not going in 1.0. But we don't like closing the door on discussions. So if people want to talk about it, please talk about it. I'll say this, I haven't read anything in those topics to change my mind personally about it. All right. Next question. The game is quite open about. Oh, thank you very much, Jaconium. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Glad to have you with us. Hope you're having fun. I was answering a question, wasn't I? Oh, things are dying. Let's keep going. The game is quite open about many numerical info, like drop rates and monster stats and such. There's a lot of data mining that goes on to pull those things out. But no, we generally don't communicate those things. But we can keep going here. Then there's things like LP Malice Chance for Runes of Ascendance, which seems to be more of a secret. What's the philosophy of policy behind releasing such info? Well, yeah, like we don't really release any of that info at all, like on any of those categories. But some things are easier to data mine than others. The legendary potential chance on Rune of Ascendance is probably done by some formula. That's just like hidden somewhere that hasn't been found. Because it's probably in a weird spot. We try. I guess the general philosophy on like data that we actually release is stuff we think people will have a significant impact on people's play patterns. I think is generally what it is. What else has some cool stuff? Stuff like fire res shred anywhere. I mean, the war one's pretty sweet. It's been a while since I've really gone through this tree. Oh, charge attack, which seems great. Keep him forward. I could just be wrong about that. We're gonna try it. It has been quite a while since I've looked at this tree. It just doesn't have too many bugs, I guess. Alright. I love LE. Cool. Thank you. That's awesome. Hope LE gonna grow like PoE, but first your goal is supposed to be to get more player base than Grim Dawn, I guess? Yeah, I mean, it's... We're just trying to make the best game we can. That's kind of all it is. Grim Dawn's got a pretty sweet resurgence right now because they're leading up to an awesome patch. Or possibly just... They just came out with a patch and we're waiting for an expansion. I think that's what's happening. I should probably know exactly what's happening. But the game engine can't handle WASD. Yes, it can handle WASD. That's basically the more important part, right? Whether it can even be added to the engine. Yeah, it can definitely add it to the engine. I don't know. It can absolutely be added. I don't know why it couldn't be added. The important part is if we want to add it or not. Whether it's possible to be added is... Well, I guess it's a requirement, yes. It needs to be possible first, but, like, it's definitely possible. I hope no one thought we weren't adding it because it wasn't possible. No, it is a design decision. Alright. A passive point to put in best. Round up some fools. Forge Guard's struggling to stay alive here. We need some stuff to help him out, I think. Manifest Armor is struggling to stay alive. We forgot to speak with Ulrich, so that's a problem. I'm sure it'll be fine. Players that play in beta will get some special skin or something unique for that. Well, most people that have, I don't think there's any special MTX that's like set up to go for it. But most packs that people bought already had special skins in them. So yes. There's a backpack, the doggy backpack. Yeah, there was a. That was for anyone who was playing before multiplayer went live, I think. That was the cutoff for the backpack. I could be wrong. Should we just be slapping more stuff in these? This one's 6% attack damage. This one's so great though. This is pretty nice. This does scale with attunement too. Yeah, it gains health and damage. Maybe we just do this then. Some defense for us, some defense for our minion. Who clearly needs it. Keeps dying. What stats are we giving him right now? Stats from boots. What do boots have? Not great for transferring stats. We should maybe look at getting some exalted boots. Some nice move speed boots. That'd be sweet. Some B mic wings. Yeah. It's my Halloween outfit. If you haven't seen me at Halloween here, I wear B wings. Like Princess Tutu Ballerina B wings. And it's fantastic. Does this game have a Captain America builds? I mean, I'm literally throwing my shield at people. Right? So yes. I'm even getting my buddy to spin it around for me. I'm Captain America and this is my Iron Man. That actually works pretty well. I feel like that's a joke everyone got like 4 years ago and I'm just catching up now. We got that. We're coming over here somewhere. What are we doing? Yeah, mobilize sounds great. Frailty chance sounds wonderful. What are we doing?
Here I was, hoping this would lead us closer.
Shield throw really powerful if built correctly. Yep, but I will not be building it correctly. Because I'm the worst. I have a bad side, guys. I'm dastardly and mean. Nailed it. We've been doing bug fixing on the Falconer right now. It's getting there. Where are we going with this? Was it just like, hey, damage sounds good? Let's do damage. Armor shred stacks, yes please. We gotta get up here, don't we? Yep. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mike cosplays Captain America? I mean... Seems like a lot of work. My B outfit is so much easier. Anything cool planned for the marketing push? I am sure there's cool stuff planned. Do I know anything about it? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do not know the cool stuff they got planned, but I have complete faith that they do have cool stuff. I know there's stuff. Okay, I can say this. I know that there's stuff that I've tried to to tease on stream that I've been told I'm not allowed to reveal yet. Mostly details about the new masteries. Oh, yeah, those shards are worth 2 added health shards. Yeah, Kane's right. Nothing we can talk about, unfortunately. Oh, it feels like a slow day in chat. You guys gotta hit me with some harder questions. Maybe I'll bribe some questions out of you. Okay, here we go. Question bribery incoming. Here is a little sneak peek at a new item tooltip style. I know we've teased this item style before, tooltip style before. There's some cool new stuff sprinkled in there. We're just gonna shove it over to the side here, and I'll keep playing. This is the style that new item tooltips are gonna be in. Yeah, I think visually it's just a step up, which is great. Trundle God 1, welcome to the party. Glad to have you with us. If you're just joining us, we're talking about cool stuff. Yeah, I'm really pleased with the way our tooltips are in game right now, but just like, I don't know, it's just like the next step up in awesome. I'm going to resummon my Manifest Armor quite a bit and get some more defense on him. So we gotta start. I guess we'll start using him for killing, and that will spike his survivability just by the fact that he's not taking hits because things are dying. It's crazy we found a singularity at such low level. Is that must be a seeded chest? Will we be able to disable the info at the bottom? The keys info. I would assume so. Where is that? Oh yeah, the alt for this, the compare for that, the control for that info. Yeah, I feel like we should if we don't. I think some of those are context specific as well, so like certain things show up and disappear depending on what's going on. What's down here? So cool.
And when he fled, I saw him heading deep.
From the heart of the citadel is beyond. There is an exit near the Emperor's throne, giving you a chance.
I do feel like the mini map in this zone is wanting. Plus percent damage based on your graphics card. It doesn't say that, does it? That would be insane. Oh! That doesn't happen to us very often. Let's pull that controller out. It's okay, right back in. There's a game where damage is tied to FPS. That seems insane. You know? That seems like something a crazy person would do. But I mean, it's probably a ton of fun though, that's the thing. Where you like, it's kind of the ultimate pay to win, or like, overclock to win. Like, better repaste your CPU and, you know, make sure you got that negative pressure in your case. That graphics card is as cool as possible. Doesn't get that dust build up. There we go. I mean, just straight strength and increased health is gorgeous. Oh, look at that. It's just the things we do. Let's just be better at the things we do. Sound like a plan? I like it. We probably want to get rid of our beekeeper's gloves here. They're getting a little outclassed, I think. Sadly. Yeah. Ooh. How far until we've got 50? Alright. I want that charge so you can get into the fight sooner. Equip dagger. Please don't forget to put at Last Epoch game in your question if you'd like me to answer it. Be happy to. Any plans to tweak the leveling speed flow? Early level feels fast, which is nice, but 9200 felt abysmally slow. So like, I don't think there's any major plans to change leveling speed. Having said that, if we were to change it, it likely would be to extend 95 to 100. So the exact opposite of what you're asking for. Sorry. But I don't think there's any plans to change it from where it is right now. Not substantially, anyways. Torchlight 1 and 2 having some really weird modifiers, like more damage the less gold you have. That's cool. And there's some weird ones in like Zelda as well, where the magic armor, when you get hit, you just like drop rupees. So you're like invincible as long as you got cash on you, but every time you take damage, you lose some of your money. Be funny if like health costs of abilities followed it too. So you get on a acolyte, you're like transplant. There'll be 50 gold, please. What is the future for LE Music? Do you plan to add more tracks? Yes. Do you plan to release an OST in the downloadable version? I hope so. I think that there's either plans to add it or it already exists on Steam as like a separate thing. But I hope we have like a launch OST. I think that'd be sweet.
Too heavy.
And yeah, there's new tracks getting added all the time. I mean, not all the time, but yeah, semi-frequently. Real question, will you support Steam Deck? I can't say for certain any additional platforms that will support post-launch. We do plan to increase the number of platforms we support. So, for example, that could include Steam Deck and or PlayStation, Xbox, other platforms too, maybe. I don't know. As for launch will not have any more platforms. I think Steam Deck is likely a pretty high on the list candidate for additional platform support because it is very close to functioning already. Lots of people have got it working, which is great. And we do already have controller support and Linux support, so it's, you know, the two of the key things you need to get it really working are already there. Both of those things do need a lot of work still, so until we have our controller support and Linux support in a better place, we probably won't be looking towards it. I can't give you a hard yes or hard no on that right now, just because we haven't had a definitive meeting about, hey, are we gonna do this? What's the what's it gonna take? What are the risks? Yada yada yada. Personally, I'd be pretty surprised if we didn't eventually. But I don't know what sort of possible timeline would be on something like that. Or if we do, like, it's possible we don't do it still. I hope we do, though. There's one guy that was on either our Discord or Reddit, possibly. He said he had like hundreds of hours in it. I was on specifically on Steam Deck. I was quite surprised. Because I know other people have like just can't even get it to stay on for more than 30 seconds. I wasn't looking where I was going. OP Guild Toss. Such a terrible ability. I was like, which one's that from? And I'm like, it's in multiples. Are there? Is it one of those things that's like it's in all of them, or just the modern ones, or the medium ones? Steam Deck's not even sold in your country. That sucks. It's really cool. It's a really cool platform. Like, I kind of want one. I don't know if I do or not. I have a Switch, which hits a lot of the same like usage situations for me. I don't know. I think I'd look at a real console because I don't have an Xbox or a PlayStation, so I'd probably look at one of those first.
Stand down or die.
Oh, I've been having a bit of a, I feel like a slow stream today. Get the KFC console. I rather the KFC spaceship. Thank you very much. Yokohama Games here. Yeah. Just mowing people down here. These watchers are a little bit tanky. We need better single target, which is gonna be from the armor and ricocheting off it. Once we get there. We're not quite there yet. How much more do we have left in this? Yeah, okay. Let me in! I want in. Please? Thank you. It's quite kind of you. Any new tech coming with the 2 new classes? Oh, yes. Yes. Can you tell I love it? Falcon has been a pain. Falcon has been a huge pain. But it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really great. No, the Falcon's a new beast, and nothing really works the way it does. We always do this where we're like, okay, keep this one more simple, like try not to do anything crazy here as far as like new tech we have to create. Not specifically with this, but like we've said that so many times and it always ends up just being like, it's this new innocuous sounding thing, like nope, it's a pain. I'll have to check, but there's a possibility that one of the new skills has like the largest mutator we have of any skill. Just by sheer number of lines of code. You know what? Can I just leave? Bye.
Move slow. You should have seen you. Yeah.
I've heard of your power. I've been expecting you. Do not look surprised.
Okay, I won't.
Welcome to this.
Mostly because I'm not.
Interesting. My loyalty is eternal. Now die.
Do not die too fast.
To die in the Emperor's presence is a disappointing.
Their taunts are so great. I love it.
The immortal empire shows no mercy.
What's a mutator? Oh, sorry. It is a term I do throw around a lot. So skills have basic like core functionality that they just have. Like so, for example, let's use Forge Strike as an example. So Forge Strike has properties that make Forge Strike Forge Strike. Like it has a mana cost, it has cooldown, it has a giant hammer that falls out of the sky and deals a certain amount of damage when it impacts. It creates forged weapons that fly around. Like it's got these properties, and then you go into the skill tree and you change these properties. You say like, oh, okay, I want to now have it drop a spear instead of a hammer, and I want it needs to have more crit damage, and the minions that it spawns need to have new properties. Or like it needs to stun things better, or the mana cost needs to change. Like there's anything that changes about the skill. And so every skill has a mutator that goes with it that runs those changes, that makes sure that when you use the ability, it checks how you have it specialized, and it creates the ability such that it matches your specialization selection. So that all that happens on the fly. When you press the button, between pressing the button and the ability coming out, it's going through your skill tree. Well, a saved, compiled version of the skill tree. The properties that you picked out, basically, it is customizing that version of the ability on the fly to be what you would expect it to be. And so yeah, that's what the mutator's doing. It's figuring out how your ability should behave when you use it. And so one of the abilities, I was talking about earlier, is one of the abilities with the Falcon. Like with the Falconry Mutate, Falcon Mastery. One of these skills that comes with the Falconry Mastery, there we go, I said it right, like 8th time's the charm, has a humongous mutator. That's been quite a big pain. We got that.
Now's our chance. Do you when this is then have all in
Something's missing in there. You see that? There's something under the ice that's like a missing texture. It's funny. Do we get Muffin next week? You do get Muffin next week! I am going to be taking the week off next week, and you'll get Muffin joining you, leading you on a epic adventure. A fantastic journey. I mean, those are pretty beautiful. Your pain is the player's pleasure usually. Like I mentioned, the Rune Master stuff wasn't easy to do. I would have made it for a really enjoyable new class. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes the simplest things are the hardest to do. Like, this is gonna sound so stupid. Getting Rune Bolt, yes, Rune Bolt, to just show you the right information on the tooltip of what the next thing you're gonna cast is gonna be, shockingly difficult. Because it meant it had to pre-calculate what it was going to use when you used the one before it. So it always had to know what was coming next, and things could change what's coming next. Like, and weird things can change what's coming next. Like, using other abilities can cause it to change. Changing the ability order on your bar can change. Like, there's just so many things that can change it. Was an odd Nova seemingly out of nowhere. That's the point. Yes! Into the fray! Although it probably doesn't need it. Are any of the stats on one of these particularly good for defense? No, gloves are real bad. Gloves are bad. We need new boots. We big time need new boots. That's our goal here, is new boots. I think we just want to get like a nice pair of rare boots here. I feel like we should have a full tab of rare boots floating around somewhere.
Yeah.
That guy was a lot tougher than I was expecting. Yeah, reinforces on death, but it won't be enough. And multiple enemies.
Too heavy.
Frenzy if you use a traversal skill. It's pretty cool, actually. Let's see what we get as our free stat here. Dexterity. Vitality. How's our res? We're in a fire area, so cold's not too hard. We're going to cold next, though. Let's re-roll it. There's no move speed on here, which is frustrating. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Move speed is a prefix. The instant I did it, I knew. Could avoid say bad. We'll take that. We're gonna beef up our tankiness here anyways. Drop some move speed. Not a ton. This was what, only giving us 14? This is 10 now? Yeah, it's not much of a difference. But because our armor's gonna, that death is just epic. Should make him like dissolve into dust. Can definitely do that too. There's a dissolve shooter I was playing around with, I think, at some point. Hey, Mike. Any plans for global chat ladder? Oh, ladder announcements like Player X is the first to remaster Killjoy. Yeah. I don't think. I don't think we are doing this for 1.0. But I know we definitely talked about it a bunch. And if we can get it in, I know people really want to. I really want to. I don't think it's gonna be a 1.0 thing. But that's like a ladder start, a PoE ladder start is like that's one of my favorite things is watching those tick up and be like, oh my god, I'm so far behind. But it's just cool to get a feel of the pace that some people are on. And just those like 10 seconds of announcement, like, oh, so and so is the first to defeat this, and like oh, congrats, cool, yeah, like all those. That's just so cool. I remember getting a server first in WoW and having the announcement go out. I was like that was really cool. And like one of my friends who I had no idea even played on the same server as me, but recognized my name in game. He didn't know he was on the same server as me either. But just knew that was like a tag I use all the time. Messaged me, was like, "Was that you? Did that just happen?" Like messaged me on my phone. Both PoE and LE use 4-second duration as recently, but LE CDs and gameplay is so much more different than PoE. Is that a topic to chance? Both PoE and LE use 4-second duration as recently, but LE cooldowns and gameplay is much more different than PoE. Cool. Is that a topic to change? Is topic to change? Okay, it is change. I don't know if I don't really know how to answer. I'm sorry. I think having consistent terminology across the genre is really useful for things like that. If there's not a good reason to have it be different, I think having it be the same is quite useful. Like what critical strike chance means by default is the same. Like and that sort of thing is pretty obvious. Like what dodge chance means. It's the same, and I think it's good that these things try to stay semi-consistent, especially with the more, I guess the less gamified terms. So like the term recently has nothing to do with a video game really. It's the term you just use, but having that term mean something relatively consistent, I think, is a positive thing. Just so it's easier for people to understand, because you get the sort of like shared knowledge of what terms mean sometimes. But if you mean like, should we use a longer number for recently, such that it works better for a slightly slower pacing? Maybe. I don't think so, but like if you're welcome to leave feedback on our feedback places about it if you'd like.
Too heavy.
Just ditch some of these things. I know. Don't hate me. Woo! PoE chat is hilarious when someone on hardcore dies. Does it? I haven't played hardcore PoE in what, a decade? Does it announce it for everyone that dies, or just like region, or just above a certain level, or? Feels like everyone would be overkill, but maybe not. Hey, is there any chance to make the faces of the characters less ugly? See, like, they're already super, super unugly, and so, like, if we make them too unugly, like, we could have problems on our hands. And we're just not prepared to deal with the backlash of making them too unugly. On the server, the whole server, wow. That's pretty cool. I guess the like early early ladder port is pretty intensely littered with memorials. I do love these guys are fighting each other. Like all the solar ascendants and flame griffins are fighting the ice elementals. No matter how much they try to mend their fences, they just don't mix. Coming to NDC this fall. Any events for Christmas? Not this year, no. We're pretty heads down on working on 1.0, and you know, like that 1.0 launch is just so important that we're not going to stretch ourselves and try and make Christmas content while we're trying to get that 1.0 pushed out. But I could see doing some like holiday activities and like an event where you can, like, I don't know, get a Santa hat. Nah, probably not Santa hat, but you know, like have holiday emphasis or something. I don't know, at some point. I think would be cool. We try and keep things in universe if we can. So maybe it's just like a Hiboria event. Oh my god. The first rule gets me every time. Ooh, you're kicking butt. Hope I don't have to beat your butt later. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Good evening! Good evening from Belgium! Welcome! Glad to see you. In Grim Dawn, Shield Throw has additional damage against a single target like boss. Any plans to send LE because it is a fun skill, really weak against the boss, in my playing experience. I mean, there's things, so we like to do, put things into a specialization tree for stuff like that. So there's nodes in the tree that make it really good at fighting a boss, where you can make it bounce off of allies. So if there's only one enemy there, you can have it ricochet off allies to get those multiple hits in on a single target and be better bossing. So yeah, we try and put like having the base skill. There's sort of this like this balancing act with every base skill, and we try and have it be as simple as possible while still being fun and engaging. So there's as much room as possible for like actually significant changes in the skill tree. And as you increase complexity in the base skill, quite frequently it edges out functionality you can put into the skill tree.
Freeing Mortitus is what we must do, then we must be ready.
We're gonna ditch a bunch of this stuff in our stash. A bunch. Do we have? Alright. There's probably some like idols in here that are amazing that I'm just missing. That's not terrible. It's actually really not terrible. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Any secret stuff coming 1.0 that will be a surprise? Yeah.
Yes. Farewell.
I mean, there's no like, there's no secret, like mega system. We're not going to be like, we're not hiding some gigantic new system. The major headlining features have been announced. Major headlining features being item factions. Oh my god, that's a big system. It's huge. It affects basically everything. And Falconer and Warlock, which are also quite cool and significant in that they're adding a lot to the game. But yeah, it's those are the headlining features. There's no secret extra mastery coming. There's no secret extra dungeon coming. There's no secret extra I don't know. Big like there's lots of things we haven't announced, but they're not like whole systems that are unannounced. Like we haven't talked about like all the unique items that are coming. We haven't talked about, you know, like there's tons of things in like little categories that I think will have pretty significant effects, but they're not like system announcement level worthy. Yeah. Yeah, our Manifest Armor is still getting his butt handed to him. Not sure if those points to get the dash were worth it. Okay. Do we give up our bees for this? We don't need ward on potion use. Increase the area for area skills. I mean, yeah. I love our bees, but it's just so much better. What did it say it changes? Yeah, it's not an insignificant change that it gives there. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze. We saved it. Thought I was gonna sneeze real bad. It's gonna be interesting to craft. No. You just got to be yourself. Oh, Robin Williams. So good. That was one of the first times. So, like, all of Robin Williams' lines in that movie were done over the course of, like, a week. And they actually went back and animated the genie based on the lines he improv'd rather than the other way around. where usually they'll have set lines that are planned, but they just like let him go and you know, dress the genie up based on what characters he was doing. There were a bunch that got cut.
Eterra watch over you.
Die, human.
You don't use shield throw to trigger MA attacks. I will. I'll get there. I will. I actually might be there now. Not there yet. Next point. We'll get there. We're real close. I was focusing on just being able to kill stuff with the shield itself.
Or die.
Which may have been a mistake. But a fun one. I'm really enjoying the shield throw build. Robin agreed to do the movie because they animated one of his stand-ups with the genie doing it as an example. I did not know that. I would love to see that. That would be really cool. If anyone has any questions about Last Epoch, they'd like to know things, please feel free to drop them in chat. Put at Last Epoch game in the chat. Let me know. Just because there's a lot more people here than when I said this the first time as well. We do stream for charity. So anything that is here is directly to them. Eep. No! Yeah, buddy! Save my bacon! You'll be remembered. Oh, hey, buddy! Non-game related, so feel free to skip the question. Got lots of time here today. I always wanted to develop a game kills enjoyment of playing that game. Do you enjoy playing LE in your free time? I don't think. Well, it hasn't for me. I should say that it hasn't for me. I just don't have any free time. Yeah, I just like do not have any free time. So, I don't play LE as much as I would like. But I definitely still really enjoy it. That's one of my favorite parts about doing the dev streams on Fridays is that I just get to sit down and play for 2 hours. Love the aesthetic of your character with the shield, very cool, thank you. This is one of our relatively new shields. One of the new Weaver's Will shields. Which I got really good rolls on. I didn't have super high values on all of it, but like, give me that T7 health. 2 off perfect. It's kind of the only reason I'm using it at this point. It's just for the health. Will we see gameplay video of Falconer before 1.0? Yes. Yes. There is a roadmap document linked in many places. I still have it handy. But there's a date on there that says when we're previewing the Falconer on maxroll.gg. And that will include gameplay footage of skills. And it's just like go look up the Rune Master reveal and it will be very similar to that in style and size and scope. And so there's like gameplay clips with specific skills and specific nodes for those skills, or they show off like a few keynotes here and there. It won't have like full skill trees, but it'll be like, oh, here's this ability, and here's what it looks like by default. Oh, you can take this node and it changes it to look like this, and that node and it looks like that. It'll probably be something like that. I don't know. I haven't been involved with that, but I feel like that's generally what those sorts of things are.
My beasts will eat well.
I'll feed you to your beasts. Woo! Not going great. They're hanging on by a thread. Where are my potion drops?
God.
That was wild. Are you gonna add the skill that does the damage with the mechanic against the enemy? Yeah, you know it. Definitely. How can we forget that one? It's just pitiful, really. The fact that we have 0 potions when we load a character in offline is a bug or feature bug. Haven't paid much attention recently, but how will the launch affect the pricing? It won't. Are there any plans to allow us to modify or scale some of the unique abilities in skill trees? For example, the void beams in a racing strike tree. Yes, we can scale damage, but what about duration, beam AoE, etc.? Yeah, so that all comes down to how much weight we want to put on that subskill in the tree. So, and by weight, I mean like how many nodes in that cluster do we want to put there? How many total points do we want to allocate to that that effect, that section? So, like for example, here's the lava burst on ricochet section of shield throw, and it has the key node here and then 2 nodes behind it that affect it, and that's like so the weight that this effect has over the whole tree is like I guess a total of like 8 out of probably 70. It's probably about 70. Or you can look at it as like 8 out of, if you look at a full build, is 20, 23. So it's, let's say, 8 of 22 on like an end game build where you can likely get about 2+ skills pretty easily. And so it's like that's the weight of like the opportunity cost is like 8 other nodes if you full invest in that effect. So when we're building the skill tree, we have to decide how much we want the tree to possibly allow you to invest in that subskill. There's no way I survive this. Cold 12, no way. 0 chance. So I guess when we made that, we just didn't put weight on that. So like we put modifications for sub skills and triggered abilities all the time in various abilities, and we'll continue to do that for sure. It's not even surviving his cooldown right now. Oh! I think I needed that skill that does the damage to the guys. Man, these guys have so much health. This is just crazy. Let's see if I can get a question in here. In the far future, will you guys add more monoliths and monolith bases or bosses? Yeah, I'm dead. That makes sense. That happens when I don't look at the screen. In the far future, will you guys add more monoliths and monolith bosses? Maybe like beyond level 100. So usually we call them timelines. So this is the monolith, and each of these is a timeline. And then once you're in that timeline, each zone you go into or map is an echo. So monolith, timeline, individual ones are echoes. We don't plan to... Oh, it's already going. Hey, at least the health save. We don't plan to add any more timelines, which is I think what you're asking. At 1.0. We do plan to use the readjusting the timelines as a like reorganizing them, adding new ones, removing old ones, those sorts of things as a way of shaking up the monolith as we do have cycle turnover in the future. But yeah, initially 1.0 will be what you see what you get. Yeah, I wanted a point in there so I could get these because those are nice. I mean, it's up there. Why am I down here? More questions? Love it. When 1.0 is out and running smoothly, how long do you think it will take for reskins of skills like from PoE? I have no idea on that, sorry.
Yes. Gods be with you.
We don't really have the skill MTX backend set up yet. So it'll take a bit still. The biggest thing is that we still need to ramp up. If we want to start doing that more, we need to ramp up our MTX team basically. Because right now it's still pretty darn small. They're crushing it. We need a new helmet. Let's pick out a new helmet here. It's pretty weak too. But yeah, so the getting that stuff going is something we're gonna have to get on pretty quick here. But I don't have a timeline for you. I'm sorry. Nothing's jumping out at me. I'm playing too much mage. Here's that item. That's what the tooltip looks like right now for an item just like that. It's a cool comparison. Some cool stuff there. Not much I can use, it doesn't look. It's funny. What are these? Yeah, never mind. Any of these that I want? Something's better than nothing. Oh. Something better than that. Armor and health. Take it. Oh no. It's a nice base. Lot of physical res. We can get those that health regen. We don't need that. Oh wait, that is way too high level for us to craft on. Right, we're gonna try and get a better helmet here. Stuck the landing. It's unfortunate. Alright, still better than what we got. We're not wielding a sword, so that's a little awkward, but maybe we can get that out of there. But health is nice. Where are we going next? Let's go up here. It's not up here at all. Always do this. Just warm up by the fire for a second. Oh. It's so chilly out there in my metal armor. Oh, that's nice. What kind of class or new hero could we see realistic in the future, or would you like to see? So we don't have the any new classes set in stone yet. So like we definitely know that we want to add more masteries for the classes that exist, like add a 4th mastery. We know we want to add new base classes that have their own masteries as well. Like we know these are things we want to do. We haven't decided what's going to be next, whether it's going to be a new base class, whether it's going to be a new mastery. Given the scope of those two things, a new mastery is way smaller scope than a new full-on base class. So I suspect we'll see new masteries first, but I don't know. As for what those are going to be, I do know the like front runners, so I don't really want to speculate too much because I'll probably just say one of them that it's going to be. But there's a few that I know I want that I know won't get in. I can talk about those. No, it's hard to really talk about specifics on this topic because it's not set in stone and it's a pretty big deal to reveal this sort of thing. So, I usually just talk about where the gaps are in theming. So I don't want to talk about specific mastery ideas for specific base classes, but like where some gaps in theming are. So there's no class that's really focused around unarmed combat, and usually this is weapon theming. So I guess like weapon types that are underrepresented or just like don't exist yet. Quite often I think we look at certain weapon types and say, hey, we could make a whole mastery focused around that. Or we could like introduce a mastery that specializes in that and unlocks that type of weapon for other classes too, but like this mastery is going to really focus on it. And so I think those are really cool. I think that you see that in like unarmed combat. There is one way to do unarmed, but there's not like a whole class that's focused around it. There's nothing like that. There's no class that uses fist weapons. There's no class that uses crossbows. There's no class that uses one-handed spears. Like these items just like don't even exist in the game right now. And in the case of, and this doesn't actually improve its chances of doing anything, but I think it's just interesting to show where our thought process was when we started doing this. We already, like, so every base type has a number that associates with it. So like, I think helmet is 0. I think it kind of goes down the body. I think it goes like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think there's different types of one-handed weapons that are like 5, 6, 7, 8, and then two-handed weapons that are like 9, 10, 11, 12. It gets up to like 16 or something. And then there's like shields, and I think bows are there next. I think and it's like idols, amulets, rings, or idols, rings, amulets. I don't know. My point is that in there is a unarmed, or there's a fist weapon ID that's already reserved, and there's a crossbow ID that's already reserved. And this stuff's been data mined, because when they did the data mining, they're like, why are these the unused IDs? And it says clearly what they're for, so like, it's not a secret or anything. But yeah, so like we definitely have had plans to bring these archetypes to Last Epoch for quite a while now. And there's definitely room for them as well. And there's other things you can look at, other places where stuff's missing. So like, for example, if you look at the elements that are here and which classes can utilize these elements offensively, and you'll notice there's some pretty big gaps, or there's some hot spots, I should say, I guess. Like fire has basically every class can wield fire in some way. Like there's some where it's not very good. Like it's probably weakest on Primalist, I think. Maybe. But you can still do it if you really want. And then there's like Necrotic and Void that only exist on one mastery, really? Like Necrotic, there's hardly any Necrotic on Necromancer, it's almost all Lich. There's some on Necromancer. And there's Void is basically only on Void Knight, but there is some on there's an item that gives you Void spell damage on a mage. So you can there's like a really niche way there to do it. So there's element types that we can focus. Poison's also pretty low representation, but not that bad really, because there's lots of ways to do it. But yeah, so there's definitely those gaps in both weapon types and element types are the things that we're probably going to be looking at closing up. Or not closing up, but like exploring in our early choices for new masteries and classes to use. Is those like looking at those weapons that are underutilized, looking at those elemental types that are underutilized, and finding cool things that we can do with those. And in those categories, like there's like we've got a few things picked out that we're like, oh, okay, that's gonna be one we're gonna do quick. I think I know what the first one's gonna be. It's not like we haven't decided, but like I have a pretty good feeling is what I think we're gonna decide it's gonna be. Which I know tells you nothing, and I'm sorry. While I've got you here, let's take a look at something else new. It's a cool thing. So there is some stuff on here to kind of show you a little bit how we're doing stuff. So this is, I think, the first time we've shown off what either of the Merchant's Guild or Circle of Fortune will look like as a requirement tag on an item. I'm interested to know which one you think this is. A little bit of a test. And also a new effect, I think. Casually. So yeah, which do you think that little purple? Where's it on screen? That little purple thing right here on the other side, just on the screen. Do you think that is representing Merchant's Guild, or do you think that is representing Circle of Fortune? Let me know in the chat, please. I'll tell you after. It's definitely Circle of Merchants. Nailed it. Meanwhile, I play underneath. I gotta do it once every stream. Push them off to the side and shrink it a little bit. Not asking which one you want to do, I'm asking which one you think it is. What does rank 5 on the bottom right mean? That's what I'm asking you, what you think it is. Okay, so there's a purple symbol beside the word mage in the bottom right of that item. It's on screen still. And it's a purple symbol, and it says rank 5 beside it. That means requires rank 5 of either Circle of Fortune or Merchant's Guild. Do you guys think that symbol best represents Merchant's Guild or Circle of Fortune? Intuitively, just gut reaction, like you see it and you're like, oh, that must be. Which one do you think it is? This is me using you for feedback. Looks like an eye. Okay, it is Circle of Fortune. We've actually been getting some really good feedback from the CTs about the whole system. Circle of Fortune and Merchant's Guild, the item factions together. And I'm really happy we got a preliminary version out as early as we did. Because there were some changes that needed to be made. It is Circle of Fortune, though. Just to be clear. Alright. Which of the new classes is your team generally more excited for the reveal of? Warlock or Falconer? That's a good question. I think... I think that's going to vary pretty heavily person to person on the team. I'm more excited about the Falconer reveal, I think. Just because it's... like more unique-er a little bit. But I know there's a bunch of people that are just like, I don't care, Warlock wins. Oh, we are a little bit squishy. And a lot dead. Wow. It's alright, we'll push through. We'll get there. Are we super underleveled? Oh, we are significantly underleveled. Not super, but significantly. That's like what invulnerability while dashing is designed for, is to break through a stream of things coming at you. Did you watch yesterday's GGG presentation? I watched bits of it. I did not watch most of it. It's actually queued up as one of my things to watch this weekend. There was a meeting that was about to start. Well, not about to start, but there was a meeting that was like, I had a couple hours before the meeting started. while it was running. I just had to get some stuff done before it. And then I pushed it off a few times since. But I have seen a few clips. People linked to me. Uniquest? Yes, exactly. I just want to get my shield throw leveled up one more time to get this. Like, we're so far away. I don't know what we're doing here. Remobilizing people? Sure. This might be really good, actually. So we don't even have to get close. That might be really nice, too. I'm gonna go for a range extender. We're gonna go that way. Yeah, I'd love to be able to cast Forge Strike at range. That would be nice. As long as it's still considered a melee ability at that point. I think it is. I don't think it gets rid of that. Minion health and CDR. Love it. Oh. Our cold res deficiencies are showing. Oh no! Please be a really good shrine. Please be a really good shrine. Please be a really good shrine. Ooh, really good shrine. God. Now I'm just a noob, but perhaps craft plus shield throw helm or any old thing just to get an extra level. Well, look at you. That's really smart. Do I have... Oh goodness. Do I have any... Did I just pick one up? I did! It's actually good! That's hilarious. I don't need to craft one, I'm just good at finding things. I didn't have any shards of it either. Oh, I will take that to the bank. Oh. That could have been better. That crafting did not go great. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Still worth it. That's funny. We need him to be tankier. A lot tankier. So he can stand in melee. And not die. Okay. Nice. We got there. Whew. Wasn't worried for a second. Is your remote enabled? Do you mind sharing your dev client you playing on? Yep. I will. Show you this. I know it doesn't say much, but it is an unaltered beta, non-beta client. It is still using the same patch. You can see the patch number in the top left. That would say something else if it was. I know I can't see, but that would say something else if it was a dev client. It's really just the game taking pity on me because it knows I'm bad. Oh, excuse me. Snuck up on me. An alibi all lined up. Yep. Had that screenshot ready to go. Hello, Mr. Ben Diesel. How are you doing today? I'm really enjoying this. I'm just having a chill stream, just hanging out, playing some Epoch. No big deal. Question: if you do have a question, please put at Last Epoch Game in the question, but I will answer this one anyways. Is there any builds in the game that have certain interactions that people haven't found yet? I'm sure there are. Can I think of an example of one? No. I mean, everything's kind of there. There's nowhere else, there's nowhere to really hide. But there's probably something. There's probably some small interaction that like I haven't really seen a build work with. These frost effects are hitting harder and harder. I think there's a couple good idols in there. We're just gonna grab some. Stuff hurts. Yeah, about 500 hours playing the game, that is awesome. Does movement skills still have cooldown? Yes. This will be what brings me back to Ellie Cool.
Your life and you. What? You know what? Okay.
Oh, you mean like if we removed them,
I must deal with
it would bring you back? Okay. Yeah. We're not planning on removing cooldowns from movement skills. There are a couple ways you can do that. Flame Rush. You can remove the cooldown off Flame Rush, and it gets pretty nutty. The mana cost just becomes unsustainable to like really spam it for too long, but it still is pretty frenetic. I feel like there's a couple others. You can make Fury Leaps cooldown disappear if you get dealing enough damage and killing little critters along the way. So like, if you're like landing into groups of AoE, you can keep jumping because it resets the cooldown. Coming up blank other than that. Which class is Flame Rush? Flame Rush is for Rune Master. The newest class. The newest Master class. Free recast! I was waiting to do that. Yeah, if it's already alive and you give it a point in the tree, it recasts it for free. Time to level a remaster, yeah. I just want to be clear. It's not really I'm gonna use my Flame Rush as my only ability and just go forever, and it's gonna be super duper zoom fast special, because it does wreck your mana, so it's not sustainable.
Stand down or die.
Just don't want you to be disappointed, that's all. It will demolish your mana. It's extremely good at ruining your mana. Are there any plans beyond 1.0 to introduce varying puzzle mechanics into certain zones, perhaps a dungeon themed around them? I'd love to do that. I think you've correctly identified the place to do it. We don't have any specific plans for it, but whatever dungeon meeting we have after launch will not be the first time I've pitched said idea, or said style of idea, I should say. Oh, we are out of potions. With no minion. And we are just running further into the belly of the beast. Great job, Mike. Real smart play. Way to go. You know, you thought this one through super well. I hate Avalanche so much. Avalanche has killed me more than I think any other ability in this game. If at any point you see an item that's just like, you're immune to Avalanche, that was me. Get me out of here. Oh.
What's
left is locating the lance.
Alright. Super easy boss fight. And then we're out of here for the day. This guy, this attack he's in the middle of right now, you do not want to be under when it lands. He's getting frozen and stuff, so it's not landing, but like, it is deceptively strong. Oh no. It's past 3 o'clock, so my mute on notifications is expired. If you do have questions, please don't forget to put at Last Epoch game in the question so I can see it better. Just here. Question, when is more MTX coming? I already own the entire store. Every patch we release new MTX items. Every major patch. So, February 21st, more is coming. I actually have to add some functionality to the store.
This is my punishment. This shall be your freedom.
We got there. Made that look easy. No problem. Come on. Busting you out of here. I love that.
We have the. Tell me more of this immortal. We have the. Tell me more of this immortal emperor on our journey.
All right. I think that's what we're gonna call it for today.
I know things are if what to be if all that is left is to take the lance
Oh.
and bless it.
Give me those idle slots. Can you slip one in here? Gold res. Right? Gold damage against physical. Oh, I could have just put that on right there. Actually, it's sweet. Phys res isn't that stellar, anyways, but you know, better than nothing. All right. Well, that's it for me today. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I'll be back. Not next week, but Muffin will. So next week, same time, same place, you'll have Muffin streaming for you, and then we'll see how we round out the end of the year. I'll probably be back for one more, and then we'll probably take a little bit of a break over the new year, over like Christmas holidays, and I don't know what we're gonna do in there. I might just pop in for some. Studio takes some time off at Christmas, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you do have a question that I didn't answer or didn't answer well enough for you, please feel free to hop on over to our Discord, Facebook, Reddit. Lots of questions, lots of great answers happening all over the place in there, and we'll be happy to answer them. Let's see. Let's find someone to go say hi to them. Oh, this person's doing late night streaming. Oh, it is actually as content. Oh, let's go say hi. Yeah, and we'll be back to answer more questions and have some more fun. See you next time. Drink lots of water.